Imagine stepping into a dark, ancient castle, the gates creaking open as you approach. The chilling wind howls. And you hear nothing but the sound of your own footsteps. Jonathan Harker thought he was just visiting a client. But this was no ordinary business trip. As he crosses the threshold, he feels an overwhelming presence in the air. The massive iron doors shut behind him, trapping him inside. He scans the dimly lit hallways, confused by the eerie silence. Every corner he turns seems to bring him deeper into darkness. Shadows cling to the walls, twisting and contorting as if alive. There are no servants, no noise, just the oppressive stillness. A distant door creaks open, and a tall figure appears in the doorway. Count Dracula steps into the light, his eyes glowing with an unnatural intensity. He greets Jonathan with a calm smile. But something in his gaze feels predatory. "Welcome, Mr. Harker." Dracula's voice is velvet, smooth, but chilling. Jonathan is unnerved but doesn't dare show fear. After all, he's here on business. Dracula's movements are fluid, almost too graceful, as he gestures for Jonathan to follow. They walk through the grand hall, where portraits of long-dead ancestors watch silently. The windows are covered, and the air feels stale. And though no one has breathed fresh air for centuries, Jonathan feels a coldness in his bones, something beyond the temperature of the room. He tries to focus on the conversation, but his mind is racing with unease. Dracula's questions grow more personal, probing into Jonathan's life and thoughts. At dinner, Dracula's eyes never leave Jonathan, and the food seems tasteless. The flickering candles cast strange shadows, making the walls seem alive. Jonathan tries to excuse himself for bed, but Dracula insists he stay longer. As the night stretches on, Jonathan feels the weight of something sinister pressing in on him. The air in his room feels thick, heavy with dread. His bed feels too large, the silence too complete. Something is wrong. A noise outside his window catches his attention, a soft scrape like claws on stone. Jonathan rises to investigate, but the hallway is empty. The cold grows unbearable, and Jonathan's breath comes out in visible clouds. He notices strange markings on the walls, symbols, ancient and foreboding. Something scratches at the door, too gentle to be a human hand. His heart races as he tries to shake off the feeling that he's being watched. The door suddenly opens on its own, and Dracula is standing there, smiling. "You cannot leave," Dracula whispers, his voice laced with an edge of menace. Jonathan steps back, feeling his throat tighten, his pulse quickening. As Dracula steps closer, the temperature drops even further. Jonathan feels a cold touch on his neck, a burning sensation. Panic sets in as Jonathan realizes he cannot move, trapped in Dracula's gaze. The vampire's teeth gleam in the dim light, sharp and ready. Dracula's hand moves to Jonathan's chest, his grip like iron. Jonathan struggles to free himself, but his body refuses to obey. The vampire leans in closer, whispering, "You are mine now." The words echo in Jonathan's mind as he feels an icy chill invade his soul. He tries to scream, but only a breathless rasp escapes his lips. The dark power of Dracula overwhelms him, and he feels his body start to weaken. Jonathan can see the world around him starting to blur, his vision growing darker. His thoughts become clouded, and his body feels heavy as if it's sinking into the ground. A sudden burst of strength pushes Jonathan to his feet, and he runs. He hears Dracula's laugh echoing behind him, dark and mocking. The castle seems to twist around him, hallways stretching endlessly. Every door he opens leads to another, deeper into the labyrinth. The castle is alive, its walls pressing in on him as he scrambles for an exit. His lungs burn. But he can't stop running, not while Dracula hunts him. The sound of footsteps behind him grows louder, closer. He reaches a window and looks out, seeing nothing but an endless abyss. Dracula's shadow looms behind him, and a cold hand grips his shoulder. "You cannot escape," Dracula growls, his breath hot against Jonathan's ear. With a final burst of adrenaline, Jonathan pushes open a door, crashing into the cold night air. But the ground beneath him isn't solid, it's a drop. He falls, his scream swallowed by the night as he plummets into the darkness below. Jonathan lands in a dark, unfamiliar place. He can feel the weight of something evil watching him. His body is numb, and the cold bite of Dracula's curse spreads through him. He tries to stand, but the force of the curse drags him down. His vision fades as the shadow of Dracula looms over him. "You are now part of my world," Dracula whispers, his voice fading into the darkness. Jonathan's last thoughts are filled with dread as the curse takes hold, knowing he is lost forever.